Testing mark 1 2 1 2. 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 Testing mark 1 2. Testing mark 1 2 1 2. All right. I think I finally got it. All right. We just want to apologize to our many viewers. We're testing this mark to see if we were good to go through this special edition. All right. So yeah, we are here. Okay. Good to go. All right. We're good to go. So thank you for being there. It's a pleasure having you on our channel this evening. I want to say, listen, this afternoon, if you are outside of Liberia, we say this afternoon. If you are in Liberia, we say this evening. Wherever you are across the world, we want to say thank you for joining us. And let us take this special section and cover a few things, developing issues in Liberia. We hope to start this topic at 2:30, which would have been 7:30 in Liberia, but now I understand it's after 7:30 right now. I think it's after 8 p.m. in Liberia. So I want to say thank you for joining us again. So quickly, there are two things we will be covering today, and the two things we will be covering are one, the issues that has to do with the trending topic today is the President Boyka Armed Forces Day celebration. So let us get it right. Today is President Boyka's first Armed Forces Day celebration as a president. The first time he ever had the opportunity was last year when he became president, but he did not hold the Armed Forces Day celebration. And we all know the reason why that happened. The Army Wives issue a demonstration, and then and then they decided, well, let's just boycott it for now. And then we had the Flag Day opportunity, and of course, he was out of the country. So this time around was President Boyka's first Armed Forces Day celebrations. But what is trending, and I thought it's important to just make a comment on it. I just want to begin first of all by saying happy Armed Forces Day to our men and women in arms, Liberians that are in the Armed Forces of Liberia, the AFL. We want to say thank you for the job you do. Thank you for the role you play in the peace and security of our country. Every country has its own army, and the purpose of the army is to defend the country from external forces, to ensure that we live in peace and stability. And so I want to say thanks to our gallant men and women in arms for doing their part in our country to help keep our country safe. We all know that the AFL first started as the frontier forces of Liberia. The reason why they called them frontier force at the time, because they were formed at the time to defend Liberia's borders from the French and the British that were at the time in Guinea, Ivory Coast, and Sierra Leone, and those colonial powers were encroaching on the territorial land space of what we call Liberia today. And then so Liberia had to form its own military to go and defend its borders from being encroached upon by the British and the French. So for some of us who don't know, at the time, during the colonial period, at the time the French was in charge of Ivory Coast. That's why you see they call them Francophone country when it comes to where they're located in Africa. And then the French was also in charge of Guinea. all right. And then that's why you see they speak French in those two areas. And then the British was in Sierra Leone. All right, the British was in Sierra Leone, and so once at the time Liberia didn't have an army at that time, the frontier forces was established, and then their responsibility initially was to defend our country from any invading forces from onset from encroaching on our property. And then the frontier force transitioned into the AFL as we know it today. I think somebody mentioned that we also had a Malaysia group in Liberia at one point in time. But with time, those different forces was used to even unite the different parts of Liberia as we know them today to be counties, and to get the indigenous people to come under the Commonwealth at the time as they had, where the free slaves were controlling from the Monrovia end. So however, what we twisted, we know there are some dark side of that history. I'm not a historian to give us all of the details behind that, but at least that's the history of our armed forces, and where they started from as frontier force and moving on to become today what we know to be the AFL, the Armed Forces of Liberia. But the interesting thing about today's celebration, of course, was the fact that for the first time in our history, the chief of staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia could not inspect the troops. And on foot, he had to drive in a pickup butt. Liberian may say pickup butt. Had to drive in the back of a pickup truck that we call in the United States. They call it a truck, and a pickup truck. He had to drive in the back of a pickup truck to inspect the forces. Interesting situation in Liberia today, and it had everybody talking. And so, of course, the Unity Party, how you call it, online brigade. Liberia is an interesting country. At the Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism, they have a whole unit they call the Unity Party online cyber brigade. And all they gotta do is be on social media. Anything people say on social media, they're supposed to counter. Either they curse your man, curse your pa, or they post other things to confuse people and to run the propaganda. And I see some government officials, ambassadors of the country, so calling President Baka ambassador at large, posting all kinds of pictures from people across the world, Barack Obama, Chinese president, others, trying to show that other people also get in vehicle, even the Pope getting in car to ride and inspect troops. But listen, I mean, those it's not necessary. In my mind, it's not necessary. First of all, think of it this way. Majority of the countries that have very large armies, the reason why they will get on car, whether it be a bulletproof shielded vehicle or whatever the case is, or a military a jeep, whatever it is, and drive to visit to inspect the troops, is because they have large armies, right? They have large troops. But not look. I'm looking at the I'm looking at the video there. You see handful of people that President Baka could just walk from one end of the line to the other end of the line and go sit down with Mana Ellen Johnson said it, then who are also walking up and down. You got to get on pick up truck. Well, justify it all you want. There's nothing to be ashamed about. If the president is old, he's tired, he's weary, he doesn't have the energy. And don't make it out of any kind of propaganda. Just look, be straight up, say, oh, the president, due to the president's physical condition, he cannot drive, or he cannot walk and inspect the troop. All right. Yeah, for Liberia setting, it's embarrassing for Liberia setting, because the justification we try to give, it's not justified. But you're trying to explain why you put President Boyka on a pickup, a truck, the butt of a pickup truck to inspect the AFL, and the gallant men and women of the AFL as their commander in chief. And then in the pickup, but look, listen, there's no justification for that. There's nothing we can do to cover up that something is wrong with that picture. And something is actually wrong with that picture. So yeah, welcome to the melting pot. If you are joining us, please share this live, and share this live so other people can have the opportunity to view as well. Share the live if you can. Please share this live So yeah, so President Boka today walked the troop. So, but let me be frank. I was very impressed to have seen Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf present. And, whenever we have the opportunity to see our presidents, our past and present presidents carrying on a function together, I think it's a welcome event. It's something that we can be proud about. It's something that we can celebrate as a people. And, we can have some joy of heart to know that our country, has a situation where we can celebrate our leaders, past and present, and they can come together to do a piece of job and make Liberian people proud. So I'm very pleased to have seen Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf at that occasion, and President George Manneh Weah at that occasion. I was also pleased to have seen President Madabio from Sierra Leone, who came last night, all right, and then joined us today for the Armed Forces Day celebration. So, so the Party people, and, my son Cody, Ambassador Emma Cody said, my man, that the person gonna run one long bugger, but that whole thing about President Bugger in pick up, but no, I'm not gonna write one whole long post, but it's just so funny that we can see that happening, across our country right now, and we can see that we have a president who does not have the energy to do the people's job. But don't forget, man, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, President George Manneh Weah, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, all of them walk and inspected their troop. So if President Boka is not in the physical health, he's not strong enough because of his age or whatever going on in him, his medical state of mind and being. Lord, just be frank and tell Liberian people that is the situation. And the president is not. Don't try to justify it and try to spin the thing. To spin it is not going to work. It's not going to work. Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was in her 70s and she was inspecting her troop on her foot. All right. Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was in her 80s. She was still inspecting her troop on her foot. 70 going to her 80s, rather. In her late 70s, she was still inspecting her troops. And so I think there's no reason to try to play politics about everything in Liberia. And be honest with the Liberian people. Tell them, listen, the present condition cannot allow him to inspect the troop walking, but don't try to bring picture of China that got million human being military, or Japan again, 200,000-300,000 military force, or United States again, almost a million manpower in military. Then you say you want to, because Barack Obama used armored jeep to go inspect troop of that magnitude, and you want to say that's why President Boka went to inspect troop today. Let me show you the troop again. Look at the troop. Listen, let me tell you something. I can close my nose. I can close my nose and run from the starting part where the guardian standing, where the handful of men called troops standing. I can hold my nose and run from in front and run all the way to the end and hold my nose again and run back. And I think I can even pop out that pickup bot President Boka is in. And so I think that again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying president can do this, but listen, don't politicize it. To try to politicize it now, that where the trouble coming from, because by the time you try to justify it that other countries doing the same thing too, then it's a problem. Look at our president. And I was looking at a video where the papa standing in a pickup pot and he trimming. They coming like he coming forward down from in the pickup pot. You stop it. You stop it. Let's show some respect for the president and make sure that instead of politicizing what is going on, let us be frank with the Liberian people, tell them the truth. The people can say, if you open and you honest and you're transparent in what you're doing, there's no need to cover up. There's no need to hide anything. Just be straight to the point. The president, is inspecting this a troop in a vehicle simply because of his current age and his current health condition. Nothing else. No other explanation. No amount of picture you put on Facebook or on YouTube or on wherever the case will change anything. So yeah, leave that other one. I want to vlog. All that one you're talking about vlog. You can be on social media whole day. I don't care what you say. All that one vlog. No, let me tell you why I think it's embarrassing, right? Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, late 70s, was still inspecting her troops on her legs, right? And then today again, the woman in her 80s, older than President Barack Obama, was still walking to go and pay respect to the troops. All right, so seriously, just stop the kind of play. And then, if you look at this other picture, all right, not a view on that occasion, there's something about this picture that is trending, right? And I want to throw light on this picture that is trending. What is trending about this picture is the fact that if you look at the picture carefully, on all of the instances that Mada Bio were in that program today at the PTC, he didn't look happy. He didn't look glad. Now look at the picture where they honoring him up there with a certificate or whatever. Okay, you see Mada Bio face. If I remove in my studio here, if I remove my sustainable development symbol, that Liberia stuff you see that, if I remove it, let me show you something. If I remove it, let me show you something. Let me show you something. If I remove it, I want to show you something. So in other words, I want to take it out. So if I take it out, let me see something. Let me see if I can take it out. See if I can take it out. All right. Look at President Barack face. Look at President Barack face. I remove our sustainable development logo from down there. But look at President Barack face. You see the smile on President Barack face? You see the smile on President Barack face? But even with that smile on President Barack face, look at Mada Bio face. Look at Mada Bio face. The president of Sierra Leone. Look at her face. Look at how he face a muff. You know, psychologically, when you're reading body language, the way Mada Bio face a muff is that, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I see all the things. I see all the things you're doing here. I see all the things you're going through here. I see everything. I see the certificates that you gain, but bro, what I see here, in lining up. Look down. Look at Mada Bio face down where President Barack is pinning him with the pin of honor. Look at Mada Bio face again. The expression on the man, on the president face, Sierra Leone president face. You can tell that the man is not happy with what's going on. And then look at Mada Bio at the bottom. I think it's his wife and himself. I don't know his wife or somebody protocol or something. But look at that lady with him. I think that's his wife. Look at her laughing. You know, I want to believe it probably was the time the papi were in the pickup boat, and you know, trying to inspire a troop in Mada Bio who emerged and say, hey man, what's going on here? So what's going on in the country here? Mada Bio look at who he hated. He say, hey man, what's going on here? So you know, because you gotta be sitting down while the president is expecting the troop. Everybody can go there at the same time. So the papi say now and say, hey man, hey my man Brakaba, why you doing down there? So what are you embarrassing us at this for? Your troop, your own troop, you call troop. They can't fame my one hand. If I do my hand there, I say, all your military, you can't stay in my hand. He even said we go 2,000 men, 1,500 men. And then when you go get him pick up but to go inspect, you even said meditating low trigger someone say at least to not start from way to the end of the line. Say if you 2,000 what is go almost in the middle where the guy standing with the flag, and then you inspect from there, and then just call your paper. Liberian say call your paper straight to the podium and go sit down. No, you go get on pick up. Look at your friend who is here, Jerry. Say, hey man, poor guy, man, my countryman, my fellow, my Sierra Leonean brother. Hey man, what is this? So look at Mada Bio face. President Mada Bio, look at Mada Bio face. Mada Bio like is that the whole occasion, the major looking sad, he's just looking embarrassed for my own mama Liberia. You know, I thought to raise that point. It's a talking point. It's a training issue. We gotta be, you know, every day not force. You know, we gotta have some light movement in our country. Yeah, but those are one of the light movement. No, look at Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf hitting that grass in PTC during her time. Look at Oma strutting. Oma can't look at her she crossing one lane from the other one, crossing another lane from the other one. Killing her move, killing it. Well, all guards in by her. President Barack will get in pickup board. Can you imagine that? We'll get in pickup board. Then not only that he got in pickup board, they dress the pickup Jetta Carnival. You know, when you go to Brazil, other Caribbean islands that I went to the field there, when people having carnival, how they can dress those flatbed truck, and how they can dress it. You know, whole president. You decorate the thing, you decorate the pickup budget there, and then the president in the pickup budget decorate jet you're going to the other guy name like that my man how they call the guy who say yo you lie when they doing the music cutting you around when they driving you around making publicity. Takun Jaden can do the kind of thing, put on some flat bear with speaker in the back, decorate the car, all kind of flower and thing inside the big. Do the kind of thing, man. No, you're stopping, man. You're stopping. No, you're stopping. This is embarrassing. This is very embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. And then you are trying to justify this thing and saying, oh, or you know, or in fact, in other countries, people who do the kind of thing, they got large troops. Well, you know, even North Korea president Xi Jinping, South Korean president Xi Jinping, or Chinese president Xi Jinping, when a minute, or North Korea, they say Kim Jong-un, South Korea, North Korean president, Chinese president Xi Jinping, when a minute, troop marching, the minute line, you can't see the end of the line. The minute be passing, no end. You get 2 handful of minutes, you go put the paper in pick up butt. Put the paper in pick up butt. I know man Ellen Johnson, the old man was saying that no today she was embarrassed too. Just laughing to us and say, what my people in doing here so? You know, what embarrassing. Then President Marabio from Sierra Leone. President Marabio from Sierra Leone. Look at the man's face. When he's sitting in the chair, look down. Where the man sitting in the chair, look down. And you know, look down. Where Marabio sitting? Man, he ching, he say, Amen. Marabio say, Amen. Labira. Amen. Labira. You know. All right, leader. I want to stay on here. I just going to talk something quick and then I move from here. Now, just on the training issues. Now, another thing, what Marabio said nowadays, one of the things that Marabio said, President Marabio said from Sierra Leone, he said in his admonition to Liberia, he said, use the shield to protect your country. The shield. In other words, using parable, he said, look, you see, when way back in the day, when they used to fight with knife and shield, the one that can hold it to black something. He said, use the shield to protect your country, to protect your peace, to protect your stability. He said, don't use the sword to divide your nation, to divide yourselves. No, there's something deep about that expression. There's something deep about what Marabio said, because think about it very carefully. Why President Boyka and the Liberian people were having this program at the Armed Forces Day program? Why we're having that program? Something else was happening in the back. And the thing about being president is that when you are president, look, whether you outside your country or whatever, people give you up-to-date information. It's like in 2006 when Liberia was having a similar program like this. I think it was 26 program at the executive mansion, and the executive mansion during Ellington, the executive mansion caught fire. Immediately, all the president then, they got up-to-date detail, and they all were out of Liberia immediately. They were at the airport, getting the plane, leaving the country. Because they didn't know the circumstances. President Marabio sitting down in that program today. Why President Marabio sitting in that program? He receiving intelligence. He receiving briefing, security briefing, that at the Capitol building of the Republic of Liberia, that the Speaker of the Republic of Liberia office were being vandalized. Why the Armed Forces Day program going on? With guests in the country. We had guests in the country. President Marabio sitting now on the podium trying to encourage us in his speech, saying, use the shield to protect your country from division. Don't use the sword to divide your country. While the man is in our country trying to encourage us to be united, to be peaceful, to encourage our peace and our unity. Lawmakers, disgruntled lawmakers, under the direction of the illegal speaker, Richard Kuhn, through Colette, Representative Colette, is at the Capitol building while the program going on with foreign guests in the country. Colette is busting the doors of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, busting the door of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, busting the doors of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and taking the things out of the Speaker's office. While we have guests in the country, and Marabio is identifying with Liberia on our Armed Forces Day, right at the back of the PTC there, right up the hill of the PTC there, up Capitol Hill, the Capitol building, the office of the Speaker of the Republic of Liberia is being vandalized, broken into by James Colette, Representative Colette, at the directive of the illegal speaker, Representative Richard Kuhn. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? What type of country are we trying to run? What type of country are we trying to run? Why is it that we are always putting Liberia in the wrong spotlight? Why is it that every time we try to move the country forward, there are people who are bent on putting the country, giving the country a negative image? And then when we talk because we love our country, we try to say, oh, y'all hate the country. Only thing y'all want to do negative propaganda. Y'all hate the country. But do we actually hate the country? Do we actually hate the country? No, we don't hate the country. No, we don't hate the country. But you see, it is important for us to realize that Liberia is all we have. Liberia is all we have. We cannot play politics with our country. Liberia must be governed by laws. And for Liberia to be governed by laws, people must respect the rule of law. People must respect the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. And when you respect the Constitution of Liberia, it means to say that whatever the laws has given, and as to what we need to follow as a country, that's what we need to do. So it's sad today that while we are celebrating our Armed Forces Day, there are individuals out there who were at the back on Capitol Hill vandalizing the office of the Speaker. And the young man, the president of Sierra Leone, is at the program. Why that thing is happening at the Capitol building? Look at the guy, look at the man, look at President Marabio's face. Look at President Marabio's face. Look at President Marabio's face. So he's sitting in the program, few feet from him, couple of miles away from him. The Capitol building is being vandalized. Then President Bokar trying to smile. The man is not even smiling. Right? Look, we need to stop it, man. We need to stop it. We really need to stop it. Liberia deserves better. Liberia deserves better. Liberia deserves better. Liberia deserves better. We cannot run a country and we say we're running it on political means and not by the law. We can do that. So I appreciate Musa Hassan Berete and speak the pro speaker representative group called the Rule of Law Caucus. condemned it today. I want to appreciate Musa Bedede for that condemnation. And I think any well-meaning Liberians, well-meaning Liberian rather, should condemn it. Because the last time I checked on Spoon television one time, every time Representative Fode family goes on Spoon Network, the first thing you hear, because the profiler rather, profiler, not father, but pro speaker Kofa, lawmakers were breaking down doors. They were breaking chairs. Oh, they were doing this, they were doing that. But what do you call this? How do you call this? Yeah, you guys here now. So let me ask question, right? Let me ask this question. So when the pro Kofa, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, have issues with the majority black, he goes to the Supreme Court. But then yeah, they are now. When they want to do things outside of the law, then they misinterpret the court, or they disregard the courts, and they take the law in their own hands. And they're supposed to be good for Liberia. They're supposed to be good for Liberia. And then I hear people saying, "Oh, and you know, Thomas, what's his name? Speaker Kofa just gave up. He must just leave it." And that's the thing that killed Liberia today. That's the thing that hurting Liberia today. Let bygone be bygone. Let leave it. People violate the country. People misuse the country. People hurt the country. Then we say, "Oh, you know, let's just leave it. We shouldn't talk. Let bygone be bygone." And you know, Speaker Kofa should just leave it. No. This is what happens when the country becomes lawless. You embolden criminals. You embolden criminals. And criminals will continue to do the criminal attitude. They will continue to carry on the criminal act because they feel they can get away with it. So, okay, let's assume the justice minister saying the so-called majority black are the legitimate group, contrary to the Supreme Court ruling. Contrary to the Supreme Court ruling, right? So now they want to get rid of Fonati Kofa, Speaker Fonati Kofa, who they say they legitimately remove. And Speaker Kofa is saying, "No, okay, I'm not willing to leave." Why couldn't they go to the courts and request an eviction notice from the court? Why couldn't they go to the court and request an eviction notice from the court? Why? So why they couldn't go to the courts? Why they couldn't go to the courts? So yeah, go to the court. The same way Speaker Kofa goes to the court and he said, "Oh, I came to say these people are taking the law in their own hands." So maybe you say, "Okay, Speaker Kofa is also taking the law in his own hands." You are not going to court to Speaker and say, "Oh, I came to get a court ruling concerning Speaker Kofa." Eh? They couldn't do that as well. You couldn't do that. Go to the courts. Eviction, even in Liberia, ordinary citizens, nobody's above the law. Not even lawmakers are above the law. So when you feel somebody is offending the law, you will not go to the court and get the court to make a decision. Let's listen to this disgruntled lawmaker called himself lawmaker. Let's listen to him.
Says that the speakership is a statutory office, that whoever assumes the position of speaker enjoy the privilege and immunity. That office, that space is not meant for any particular lawmaker. So I think if There are a few offices here that are statutory offices that will have a single position with deputy the office of the deputy speaker and other places. So the office hosts a speaker has been barricaded or has been seized by the former speaker, Councillor Jonathan Kofa of Grand Creek District number 2, and we have made several efforts as a plenary to have that office open. We sent 5 communications, different communications on different occasions, commencing as far back as late last year to no avail. And in some of those communications, the last communication, he responded to it, and he said, if I can recall, at the bottom of said communication, he said that it was his last time talking on said matter. So thereafter, last Friday, we were to conduct this exercise, but the leadership advised that since you're coming to the country, we allow him to come over the weekend and have his things removed up to yesterday, Monday. And if I recall,
So let's listen to some of the footage that you're talking, right? He's saying we try to communicate to Speaker Kofa to leave the office. And so since November last year, they've been writing him to leave the office. But meanwhile, the court in December has said that everything they were doing was illegal. Illegal, right? So he's saying here now that, oh, they wrote him 5 times, you know, Liberian internet bar. So the recording are trying to even play from there is sticking. But let's try again. So, but he's saying they wrote Speaker Kofa, and Speaker Kofa did not reply to the letter. And finally, when Speaker Kofa replied, he said they must do anything illegal they want to do, right? They see where they got a position illegal, they must try to do what they want to do. And also, he said when he came back from America a few days, he said, well, whatever they are doing, it's a coup d'etat against him, right? So now they take the law in their own hand. Let me try again one and see if they get the video clearly. But it's their network in Liberia. Let's try again.
The office that holds the speaker is not for a particular person. The legislature is a seat of the lawmakers of Nigeria, and the office, the space that holds the speakership is a statutory office that whoever assumes the position of speaker enjoy the privilege and immunities accorded that office. That space is not meant for any particular lawmaker. So I think if there are a few offices here, offices that will ever assume the position of deputy the office of the deputy speaker and other places. So the office hosts a speaker has been barricaded or has been seized by the former speaker, Honorable Councillor Jonathan Kofa of Grand Creek District number 2, and we have made several efforts as a plenary to have that office open. We sent 5 communications, different communications on different occasions, commencing as far back as late last year to no avail. And in some of those communications, the last communication, he responded to it, and he said, if I can recall, at the bottom of said communication, he said that it was his last time talking on said matter. So thereafter, last Friday, we were to conduct this exercise. but the leadership advised that since he'll come in the country, we allow him to come over the weekend and have his things removed up to yesterday, Monday. And if I recall, he at the airport, he even went to work and declared our action as a coup. And they asked him as to whether how long will he continue to fight? And he said, fight for what? Everything has been taken, the speakership has been taken, and he still insisted that he could not turn the office over in that interview. And he said it was the last time. And we need to have this office prepared for use by the speaker. As you are aware, it's a starter office. It enables the speaker to have his staff, press director, COS, deputy COS, resource officer, with gender coordinator, and the list goes on. So there are a couple of staff that need to be in there. We also need that.
The video is very bad. This video I'm trying to use is very bad. But yeah, he's saying that they now, having given Funati Kofa a couple of notices, and now they are going now to ensure that he turned the office over. If he didn't turn it over, then they will go and take it by force. Can you imagine? And the guys want to vandalize the entire office. They vandalized the office. They broke into it, which is sad. Which is sad. So then what I'm thinking now, where is Liberia headed to? Where is Liberia headed to? I'm like, so where is Liberia headed to? Where are we going, my people? There is something else I want to play you. If you don't mind, there's something else I want to play you that speaks volume again to what is happening in Liberia. Something that is important for our country in Liberia. Now, you remember I mentioned that in as much as if we want to go get rid of the speaker, we want to do whatever we want to do, we got to follow the law, right? So the thing about following the law is that, listen, there's no way you can bypass the law and do whatever you want to do. You cannot do that. So if you remember during the annual message of the president, when the president wanted to do his annual message, one of the things that happened at that annual message was very simple. The entire bench of the Supreme Court, they did not go to that program for President Boubacar's annual message. But the thing is that before the annual message, there were some people who said that, the Supreme Court will go to attend the annual message. And when the Supreme Court goes and attend the annual message, then it means to say that Richard Kuhn is indeed the Speaker of the House of Representatives, validating the message from the interpretation, the fraudulent interpretation, the wrong interpretation from the Justice Minister Toué, that the Supreme Court ruling on the crisis in the House of Representatives is in favor of the majority black. So that argument was on almost all talk shows in Liberia, including Liberia people famous talk show, the Spoon Network. But what happened was that something They didn't sit right with what was going on. While the program was going on, the seats of the justices was empty. The seats of the justices were empty. Propagandists, meaning people who talk in favor of the government, started posting on social media. Oh, you know what happened? In fact, the justices are on their way. They are coming. Nothing going on. The justices will come to prove that Speaker Coon is the speaker. He's going to preside over the annual message. And so long the justices appear, then it means to say now that their interpretation that they all agree to from the justice minister is true. Oh, seriously? So we are looking at the program, because even before that program, before the annual message, different talk shows, what they got in for the families, representing for the family, they will go on spoon and say, oh, when in fact, from what I see, the justices will attend the annual message. They will go on the Speaker Coon gavel and they will listen to the president speak. Some are also saying, no, the justices will not go there, because Representative Coon is not the legitimate speaker of the Republic of Liberia. He's not. No. So we arguing. And then I remember Prince representative, one of the representatives from the pro speaker Kofa group. He went on Spoon Talk. He said, you know what happened, Stanton? Let me tell you this. If I go to that program and the justices of the Supreme Court attend that program, it means to say their ruling, as was interpreted by Justice Minister Tue, is accurate, is correct. It means to say we, the Kofa group, are wrong and the majority black is correct. Then from that program, are going straight to the majority black to go sit down under Representative Coon, Richard Coon. Some of us are under that program tapping and say, listen, even if the justices don't uphold the law, you don't have to do that, because you got to stand for the law if you're convinced that the law is the law, right? But listen to me. On the day of the program of the president annual message, the seats of the Supreme Court justices remain empty. To clarify to the Liberian people that they cannot sit under the gavel of Richard Coon, because Richard Coon is not the legitimate speaker of the House of Representatives. While the program was going on, even more Adiden, Hassan Fatika was still tapping. Oh, the justices they still coming. The program is still going on. President Blocker ain't reaching inside yet. I didn't come yet. But the justices still coming. They were still tapping there. So we start flipping the tongue. Oh, you know what happened? Even if the justices didn't come, this guy is still speaker. Really? This guy is still speaker? No, he's not speaker. No, he's not speaker.
You know, some time ago, when we did.
So I'm going to play Justice Wissing, one of the justices of the Supreme Court. He was asked, why you people did not go to this annual message program? Why you didn't go there to listen to the president provide his annual message according to law? I know the people saying that the justices are not required to sit for the annual message of the president, but by tradition, the justices have always gone to sit there to listen to the president's annual message on invitation from the Speaker of the House of Representatives, because the House of Representatives, along with the senators, They are the host of the president to hear the annual message. And having three branches of government, there has to be that coordination where the three branches of government can coordinate, come together, and listen to the head of the government, who happens to be the president per the constitution. Let's listen to what the president has to say concerning the state of our country and give his legislative agenda for the new year. Let him tell us what he has done the whole year and what he intends to do for the new year going into the new year. So all three branches of government, is expedient for them to be there. But then it has the invitation, because the constitution says when the Senate and the House of Representatives have a joint section, the Speaker of the House of Representatives is supposed to preside, supposed to sit down over that section. Right? So because the Speaker is the presiding of the joint assembly, the Speaker now is on an obligation to send out invitation to all the guests. So the justices are waiting for the Speaker to send them an invitation that we are having a joint section and we will be presiding, and we want you to please come and listen to the annual message of the president. But the justices, the Chief Justice and the justices did not appear. After that program, people jump up. Again, they see United Party people, Joseph Barker people jump up. Oh, nothing wrong with that. The justices, they may come or they may not come. In fact, Mo Adi them and others were on radio and on television and on Facebook saying, in fact, Justice, y'all had left for a special program and why you were not there. The other justices, they had other things to do that why they were not there. They have all kinds of excuses to give. But I'm going to play you this statement from Justice Gbese. Yesterday, when the news broke, and I posted on my page, I said, unconfirmed, because I was still waiting for the evidence to support my claim. I said on my post, I said, unconfirmed report saying that Justice Gbese has clarified why the justices did not go to that program. And let's hear why they didn't go there. Let's hear why they didn't go there. Listen carefully.
National for the president address, they begin more of the news and the address itself. That was the whole way of trying to avoid getting involved in potential conflict. You remember the conflict going at the House, the Supreme Court, when they appeared before us. We made a decision, and the effect of that decision was that, look, our law required that the House should have the quorum, and that quorum should be presided over by a speaker. Now that you, the quote-unquote majority black, have a quorum, but we don't see a speaker there. So whatever you do is ultra-viral. Otherwise, it's illegal. We turn to the minority black. The law says until you can get majority, get quorum, you must continue to adjourn from day to day and compare the other people to join. But there's no statute that tells you how you will compare the people. You don't have a rule that tells you how you will compare the people. So you two will remain there until you get majority. Whatever you do is ultra viral. So on both sides, the Supreme Court was clearly saying that go and solve your problem. We don't have a law to that effect. We are done our own. We're not in control of politics. If for some reason the Senate decided to recognize majority black, President recognize majority black, and government function is going on, then we receive an invitation from the Speaker. Our question is, our presence there means that we are recognized one side of the plan. So the best thing to do was to remain who we are. That was the right name. Many people don't understand, but that was the right name of the court.
So you hear that? You hear that? The justice basically is clear. You people invited us, and we cannot go there for one simple reason. We did not receive an invitation from the speaker. And whichever letter you say you sent us that came from a speaker, that speaker is not the speaker that we recognize. You still got conflict based on what we told you to go and do. That's what we told you to go and do. Listen, you call yourself majority black, but your majority black and your meeting you are not having a speaker, meaning the majority black guys for the family them were arguing that when we have quorum, we can decide who our presiding can be. This ain't gotta be the speaker. That's not true. When you have a quorum in the House of Representatives, the law provides that the presiding is the speaker, the duly elected speaker of the House of Representatives. He is the presiding. In case he is not present, then the deputy speaker will preside. If the deputy speaker is not present, then the body can decide on a presiding for them to do business. But while you guys are meeting, the speaker, J. Fonati Kofa, is in the country. J. Fonati Kofa is calling section upstairs in the regular chambers, and he has not gotten quorum. So he is present. He's available. You cannot be having meeting and say he's not there when you are not giving him the courtesy as the elected speaker of the House of Representatives. That is his position. That is his role. So if he is not there, then yeah, you can go ahead and Speaker Kofa, when Nitoman Farah can preside. But as long as Speaker Kofa is still present in the country, in the Capitol building, he is the speaker. Go solve your problem in front of the speaker. Go solve the problem in front of the speaker. Then Justice Bese said, we also told you people, you who are in minority, that the Constitution saying that saying you ain't get the number, you will have to be meeting, and then you close your meeting because you ain't get the number. You can meet and you close your meeting, you ain't get the number. Now what the law say you can do. So you can do nothing. They said they can't do nothing. The two groups, anything you do is ultra variance, meaning it's null and void. It's null and void. When I put that information up yesterday on my blog, people were carrying, oh, that false information, you lying, that's not true. But yes, the recording. We're waiting for the audio. But we had the transcript. So yes, it. He says ultra. So in other words, everything that the guys are doing, including the justice minister interpretation of the opinion of the Supreme Court, they are all false. The President Bouaka is acting intentionally to undermine the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. President Bouaka is acting intentionally to destroy the country and run the country based on their emotions, their feelings, what they want to achieve, not what the law says. Not what the law says. So the law is clear. If you want to remove a speaker, you need to have a resolution and have 2/3 majority, and then you take that 2/3 majority to your regular section. You call your speaker to order, and you put a resolution on the floor, and then the speaker will recuse himself, and you guys, the deputy speaker will preside. You guys will vote, and then when you vote him out and you get the numbers of the 2/3 and you vote him out, then he removed. Then you can go on to the process of finding a new speaker. No. They want to do their own thing. Now, President Bouaka undermined the House of Representatives by sending Mo Ali recklessly to go and sit down before people who did not have the constitutional mandate to do what they were doing there. The Mo Ali then went and sat down under those people to sit down there to give legitimacy to Speaker Kun. So they went and sat down there. Then to make matter worse, the office staff, the deputy chief clerk, undermine the office of the speaker and took legitimate documents that belong to the speaker office and carry to the majority black to the illegal speaker, and then they use the national budget from there and review it behind closed doors with armed men and beat on lawmakers who were legitimate lawmakers that had the right and authority to have their voices heard for the budget to be discussed and passed. Why we were still arguing on the legitimacy of the action, then the justice minister gets up and write a whole dossier to explain and interpret the opinion of the Supreme Court. Who interpret the opinion of the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court has the right to give clarity to their own opinion. Nobody got the right to give interpretation to the opinion of the Supreme Court. If you don't understand the Supreme Court, what President Booker should have done, that's what they call coordination between government. You can coordinate between different branches of government. President Booker should have gone to the Supreme Court justices and said to them and said, listen, give me some clarity here. What do you guys really mean by this? Because there's still no clarity. What can I do? Because I am between the rock and the high places. It is your constitutional, your legitimate constitutional responsibility to provide guidance in issues of the Constitution. No, but they take individual outside of the Supreme Court and manipulated the process to get what they want to do. You see that? So if what Justice Boyce is saying is the fact of the matter, then President Booker's action to send his cabinet minister to those illegal settings was wrong. The budget that was passed in that illegal setting was wrong. That budget President Booker signed, that illegal budget, is wrong. That budget should even be challenged in the Supreme Court. That budget should be challenged in the Supreme Court. That budget should be challenged because if we give people the idea to think that they can do anything they want to do without respect for the laws, we are setting a dangerous precedence like we saw today. That while we're celebrating Armed Forces Day, group of individuals led by Representative Colette was at the Capitol building breaking down the doors of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, J. Fonati Kofa, and vandalizing the office because he said he's going to clean it up for an illegitimate speaker. Why didn't they go to the court? Why didn't they go to the court? Why didn't they go to the court? So what we are saying to ourselves right now is that the pro Speaker Kofa group can go now and break the door too, right? Break the door too, because which means the Justice Ministry got nothing to do with this now. And not Justice Ministry, but the judiciary have nothing to do with it. The courts cannot do it. So the other group can go break door. The other group can go break door too. So at the end of the day, we get the rest of the executive mansion get burned again. Is that the kind of country we want? Is that the kind of country we want? Let's not Justice Boyce again. Let's not Justice Boyce again.
Some time ago, when we did not turn out for the president address, they began more of the news and the address itself.
So this is what Justice Boyce said. He said some time ago, when we did not attend the president's annual address, it became more news than even the president address itself. So which means it was a significant issue.
That was the common way of trying to avoid getting involved in potential conflict. You remember?
So he said And you listen to what he said? He said, this for us, when we decided not to go to that annual message, it became a bigger issue, even more than the president annual message. In other words, that whole annual message was undermined because the president was out of order. He was out of order. He was operating outside of the law because he was sitting and delivering his annual address to an illegitimate speaker. And he said that's the reason why we avoid it. We avoid the entire ceremony.
The conflict going at the House, the Supreme Court, and they appeared before us. We made a decision, and they felt that.
He said, when the conflict in the House of Representatives was going on, they came to us. You listen to him? He said they came to us, and we made a decision. We made a decision. And because they made a decision, that decision affected why they couldn't go to the annual message. They made a decision. So if the justice minister told us that these justices were in unity with what he's saying, they're in agreement with what justice minister to us said, if his interpretation is correct, then why the justices did not go to the end of message? What did not the justice himself saying? The justice basically saying it. He said we did not go because they came before us and we told them you guys have a problem, and because you did not go and we made a decision. That's why we didn't go there, and because we didn't go there. Based on they did not go by our decision, everything they were doing they were not correct, so we couldn't go there. You see? So that yeah, the justice further. He said, okay, then that's why we didn't go. That him further.
Action was the law. Our law required that the House should have the quorum.
The law. Look, he said. Just basically, he said, look, we told him, look, the country runs by law, and the House of Representatives is also governed by rules. Not people don't just jump up and do whatever they want to do. That's not the kind of Liberia we want. People cannot do whatever they want to do. Let's go further.
And that quorum should be presided over by the speaker.
Yeah. We told you that if you went to have a session, even if you have a quorum, that quorum should be presided over by a speaker. So let's pause there for a second. So let's say that the majority black went and they still forcibly got Speaker Coon to be the speaker. They did that activity before the annual message happened. So if they were right, if the justice minister to her interpretation was right, and what they did to get Speaker Coon to be the new speaker was correct, was legal, why the justices still did not go to the annual message? Because Coon, Representative Coon, is not the speaker of the Republic of Liberia. Representative Coon is not the speaker of the Republic of Liberia. I repeat, Representative Coon is not the speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Liberia. No, he's not. He's not. So the justice is saying that's why we could not go. So that's what I'm saying. By conclusion, if Minister Tuwe, Justice Minister Tuwe interpretation of the justice's opinion was correct, then the justices would have gone there. That's why we kept arguing and they said that we were wrong. No, we're never wrong. We were never wrong. We were never wrong. We were never wrong. No, we're never wrong. Representative Coon is not the speaker of the House of Representatives. No, we were not wrong. He's still not the speaker of the House of Representatives. He can even go to Ghana to follow President Baraka because President Baraka want to illegitimize him. It does not make him speaker. President Baraka can go under him and send ministers there and send it under him, get another message. It does not make him speaker. He can get on plane and go outside the country and go impersonate as speaker. It does not make him speaker. Representative Kun is not the legitimate speaker of the Republic of Liberia. And that will sink in. That must sink in. He's not the speaker. Now, this President Baka did not become president because Unity Party people say we in majority, so President Baka is president. No. President Baka had to go join a political party. He had to go register to run as a candidate. He had to register to vote as a candidate. He had to campaign for the position, convince the Liberian people why he want to be president. He had to go and vote for himself in the ballot. On the ballot paper, he had to vote for himself to become president. Election Commission had to certificate him. Not only that, he had to go and then he got to get sworn in to be president. And then before he become president, it is constitutional. It is by the law. The same with J for Nati Kofa, he went through all that initial process. And then when they went to the House of Representatives as the 55th legislature, all the legislators, the 73 of them, they had to vote amongst themselves. And then they had to vote for a speaker and a deputy speaker. And that's how J for Nati Kofa, Councillor Kofa, was elected as Speaker of the House of Representatives. And the rules of the House of Representatives says, and the country on the Republic of Liberia says, if you want to remove that speaker that you voted for, you must have 2/3 majority of 73 people. And then you will put your resolution on the floor and let him recuse himself. And then you vote on that resolution. If the majority vote to have him removed, he is removed. You go through the same process you went through to get a new speaker, and you get a new speaker. People cannot just jump up and go sit down somewhere and say, we are the legislature, we are the House of Representatives, and we're functioning from here now. Whether we get speaker, we get speaker, we care. We get our own presiding officer. It does not work like that. No. Let's not to Justice Bese again. Let's not Justice Bese again.
Now that you, the quote-unquote majority black, have a quorum, but we don't see a speaker there.
Though you, the majority black, you say you got a quorum, we do not see a speaker there. We do not see a speaker there. Did you hear that? He said, even though you call yourself majority black, quote unquote. He didn't say majority, he said quote unquote. You call yourself quote unquote majority black. He said, we do not see a speaker there. You don't have a speaker there. So even when you went back and put another dubious speaker there, they still did not recognize a speaker. That's why their seats were empty in the end of message. That's why their seat was still empty. They still did not see a speaker there. No, they did not. That year he make that year in further. Small. This is important. Small.
So whatever you do is ultra virus.
So whatever you do is ultra variance. Whatever you do is ultra variance, which means it's null and void. It got no legal bearing. So that no legal bearing goes for Speaker Kun. That no legal bearing goes for not just Speaker Kun. That no legal bearing also goes for what is his name again? For the annual budget goes for it as well. I did not see a speaker there. And whatever you do is ultra variance. Did not see a speaker there. So Liberia, no, we have to be careful. You have to be careful. No. So we have an illegal speaker, we have an illegal budget. And I will be so pleased if Cabinet Janin can go ahead and challenge that budget in the court of law, But any of my friends in Liberia that are lawyers can go and challenge that budget in the court of law. And I guess that's the reason why that budget is not even on the finance ministry website yet. It's still not there yet. It is not there because they believe that once they put it up, somebody will pick it from there and challenge it and carry it to court. So they're keeping it there and spending the money illegally so that the Liberian people cannot say, oh, you have an illegal budget. The first will say, oh, no budget is there. The person has not signed any budget. Even though they put some all kind of dubious signing pages of paper on the finance ministry website, when you go and look at those pages, it's not attached to the 2005 fiscal year budget. It's not attached. You see the game they're playing? You see the game they're playing? So when you go on finance ministry website, the national budget is not there. But they put all kind of signing sheet on there. So if you even take the signing sheet and carry it to court, they will say, oh, but that's not the budget. The president did not sign the budget. Then you look stupid. So they keep the budget and then they pretend like the budget is signed and they're spending money and then they're using that to how you call it, bully lawmakers, pro-speaker lawmakers. You taking pay. You taking pay, so you can't say the budget illegal when you're taking pay. The justice ministers, they're taking pay, so they can't say the budget illegal. No, we have not seen the budget. The budget is not published. The budget is not published. And that goes for any law. That goes for any law. The Liberian Constitution says that when a bill is passed into law, that bill is not effective until it is published into handbill. We have not seen the handbill yet. We have not seen the handbill yet. Where is the handbill? Where is the budget? Where is the sound budget? Why is the sound budget not on the website of the executive mansion? Why is the budget not there? Why the budget is not on the website? Because everything they did is ultra variance. Everything they did is ultra variance. The illegal speaker is ultra variance. The budget they passed is ultra variance. The speaker vehicle that they gave to Richard Coon is ultra variance. The speaker immunity salary they gave to Richard Coon is ultra variance. The speaker office that they vandalized today is ultra variance. Everything that they're doing is outside of the law. Outside of the law. Let hear the justice again. Let hear the justice again. Let continue with the justice.
We turn to the minority black. The law says until you can get majority, get quorum, continue to adjourn from day to day and compare the other people to join. But there is no statute that tells you how you compare the people. You don't have a rule that tells you how you compare the people.
So then Justice Wessel said, in the same way we told Speaker Kofa minority group, we said, listen, gentlemen, you guys just say you got problem because first thing here is that you ain't get the numbers to have quorum, but the Constitution says you can meet from day to day. Join from day to day until you can find a quorum or you compel your friends to come. But you too, you ain't get no rule in your area to say how you will force your friend to come. So the both groups, the both groups now are in a jam, which means they are in neutral. Neutral means they one can go further, this one can go further. So the conclusion of the Supreme Court was you guys go back to status quo ante, meaning go back to where you usually will meet, because where you guys are individually, it can work from there. Kofa, you cannot do anything because you don't have additional rule to say how you force your friend them, and you guys who got the majority, the speaker is not going to come to you, and the speaker is not coming there. We don't see speaker there. Even after you got your own illegal speaker, we still don't see speaker there because that's not how it's supposed to work. The law says when you get quorum, if the speaker is around, that the legitimate speaker should be the one sitting down there to start whatever you're doing. So long as he's not there, you ain't get anything you can do there. You can do business there. In case he's not there, then the deputy speaker can be there for you. But with what you're doing, nothing is, it can't hold. So the two you cannot hold. So the entire House of Representatives are at a standstill. You go back to status quo ante and you resolve your issue. Meaning, you go majority black, say you ain't getting numbers. and minority black, you didn't get no more. You have to come back together as one, and you'll begin from there.
So you two will remain there until you get majority. Whatever you do is ultra viral. So on both sides, the Supreme Court clearly saying that go and solve your problem.
The both sides. The both sides, not one side. Not majority side you correct and minority side you wrong. No, the both sides. You are correct. The justice minister lied to the people of Liberia. The justice minister lied to the Liberian Senate. The justice minister lied to President Boyka. President Boyka needs to reverse. The Senate needs to reverse, and they need to tell everybody to go back to neutral, go back to the regular session, and in your regular session, Speaker Kofa should preside, and if the majority blacks say they have the number, they should test it on the floor and ensure that the right thing is done.
We don't have law to that effect. We are done our own. We're not in control of politics.
We have done our own. We have played our part. We have clarified the law. We are not politicians. President Boyka, the Supreme Court do not have to be politicians for you to do your job. We gave you the oath of office. You swore by oath to defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. You did not swear on toboggi. You did not swear on palm wine. You did not swear on anything else to go and do the people's job. You swear on the Bible to do the work of the Liberian people, to uphold the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The Supreme Court has clarified, and we as the people of Liberia, we must respect the Supreme Court. We must respect the Supreme Court. We must respect the Justice Boyce said we have played our part. Look, listen to me. Anyone who listen to me, anyone who listen to me. J. Fanatic Kofa does not need that bit of information no more. This is the bit of information all by itself. Justice Minister Osfo Tuel lied to the Liberian people. He lied to President Boyka. He misled President Boyka. He should resign immediately, or he should be dismissed. He should be dismissed by President Boyka. The security advisor or the legal advisor to the president should be dismissed by President Boyka. Should be dismissed. Pushu Ben Keita should be dismissed. Justice Minister Oswald Tuwa should be dismissed for misleading President Boyka and misleading the Senate of the Republic of Liberia, who are under oath to preserve and respect the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. They should resign. Pushu Ben Keita should not spend one more day as legal advisor to the president. As for Tuwe, Justice Minister, he should not stay one more day as Justice Minister in the Republic of Liberia. Should return the lesson plate and the immunity of everything that he so far corrupted to himself under the pretense of being the Speaker of the Republic of Liberia. President Justice Boyce said, we've done our part. We are not politicians. And we are not saying you guys cannot play politics, but you got to play your politics in the confines of the law. You have to play your politics in the confines of the law. And we are not asking anything too much. We are asking that you guys go back to the oath that you took to defend and protect the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. That's what we're asking you to do. Justice Boyce again. Let's hear Justice Boyce. Let's hear what you got to say finally.
If for some reason the Senate decide to recognize majority black, President recognize majority black, and government function is going on.
He said for some reason, which means for some reason that is the stepping outside of the law. For some reason they step outside the law. For some reason they decided to turn their back on the oath that they took to defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. They step outside of the law. And there's some reason. Let me tell you what that some reason is. That some reason is the misleading interpretation of the Supreme Court opinion by Justice Minister Oswald Tuwe. Misleading interpretation of Supreme Court opinion by Oswald Tuwe. Oswald Tuwe, Justice Minister, he needs to resign, or he needs to be dismissed by President Boyka. Bushman Keita, advisor to the president, legal advisor to the president, should be dismissed by President Boyka. We want a country that is governed by laws and by rules and not by disgruntled individuals like we saw today, how they went and broke down the doors of the speaker and how they went and burned down the Capitol building, and the police says it was done by an arson attack. We don't want a country of complete breakdown and disunity and chaos. We don't want chaos in Liberia. No, we don't want chaos in Liberia. For some reason, Senator Yomli Kanga, for some reason, Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn, for some reason, Dara DeLong, for some reason, Amara Conan, for some reason, other lawmakers, they decided to disregard the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. They decided to disregard the Supreme Court of Liberia, and they went to do their own thing. Just like Wesley said, their own thing, not the legal thing, their own thing. Let's hear more.
Then we receive an invitation from the speaker. Our question is, our presence there means that we are recognized one side of the plan.
You hear what he said? Even though you left from before us, we told you say majority black, anything you do down there, you need to have the speaker, Jay for nothing. He called her name, but it's implied. You need to have the speaker sitting down there for you to for your quorum to work. Anything you do without your speaker there is ultra variance. He said to the minority black, you listen carefully. He said, and I said to the minority black, you too, you need quorum to function. If you don't have quorum, the constitution says you gotta just meet and adjourn from day to day until you get quorum. So he clarified the both sides. He said, so looking at where you guys are still met, he said, you go back now in your house, you sit down again, back to status quo, and you do what you need to do. Two things you can do. The majority guys who think you got the majority to moon the man, you go there, you try your motion, and you try your resolution. If you get the vote, you moon the man. If you ain't get the vote to moon the man, then you make rules. Go for your senator, you make rule how to compare other people who are going to come. So they have to go by the status quo. They didn't go there. They said for some reason, the senators, and we know the reason why the senators, because the senators are all Joseph Boyka senators in his pockets. The senators have no spines. The senators have no, Darrell Dillon have no spines. He got no balls. All of the balls that Darrell Dillon had was for John Wianem. Darrell Dillon have no balls. They got no spine. They sat on there and they violated the Constitution. They violated the Supreme Court opinion, and they said they recognize the which was outside of the law. Right? And now they go there, and then President Boyka too, he said, for some reason too, the president said went and did business with the people. He said, we don't have nothing to do with that. We are not politicians. He said, and now based on this now, they decided to send us invitation to go to the annual message. I lay a premise here. Don't forget the premise I lay here. When the Supreme Court made their opinion, it was in December. Those guys then went back and got their dubious speaker. And the annual message came in later on. In January. And the justices are still saying, we still do not see a speaker. And they look on the screen, here the chairs are empty. They said, even though you went and think you got speaker, we told you cannot do business unless your original elected speaker is in your midst. Because he's present. He's active. He's calling meetings. He's calling sections. He calling plenary. You are not going to plenary. You're sitting at USA. Even if you sit at USA, he's present. He in country. He right there with you. He needs to sit with you. Then you can do what you want to do. If you don't go by that means, you are ultra variance. You outside of the law. Minority group, you don't have no rule to force those guys to come and sit down with you. So you are at a stalemate. The two groups, you say you go back and you find common ground. You go back. President Boyka allowed Oswald Tuwe, Justice Minister Oswald Tuwe, to write a bogus interpretation of the Supreme Court opinion, to give him grounds to say that they will go and submit to the majority black, and gave also the spineless senators, boyless senators to go and say we acknowledge the majority black to do business and business there and to do the government work. illegally.
So the best thing to do was to remain who we are.
The best thing to do is to remain who we are. Justice Wessel said. The best to do is to stand back as the champion of the law, as the defender of the law. The best thing we can do is to stand back and say, listen, you guys are not proceeding well. We are not going to endorse you. We're not going to give that credibility. We're not going to give credibility. We're not going to justify your wrong behavior. Oswald Tuer, Justice Minister, needs to resign. Oswald Tuer, Justice Minister, if he doesn't resign, President Baraka needs to fire him. And besides that, the security, the legal advisor of the president, Bushman Keita, needs to resign, or he must be fired. Be fired. Be fired. Has to be fired. Have to be fired. You know, that's the only thing. You know, I will close this broadcast by saying I will play that whole tip. We'll all say anything so you can hear before, because I know some people want to hear the whole thing without me interrupting. I will play that whole tip without stopping. But before I play, let me say this. When Arizona Cummings were taken to court, Mr. Cummings was taken to court between the CPP conflict, somebody finger document conflict. When people were saying, "Oh, it will not be a good thing. It will not look good for President Baraka to go to the Supreme Court, or to the courts, not to the court to go be a part of this case, not Supreme Court, but to the court to be a part of this case." President Baraka got up and said to the journalists, he said, "I am a man who respects the rule of law. I respect the rule of law. And because I respect the rule of law, if the court calls me, I will have to go there." And if President Baraka claims to have the integrity he says he has, and the integrity his supporters says he has, his supporters say he has, then President Baraka should be man enough, pick up his big boy's pens and fire Oswald Tuer as Justice Minister, fire Bushman Keita as legal advisor for misleading him to go against the very constitution that he took oath to defend. He needs to fire them.
That was the right name. Many people don't understand, but that was the right name of the court.
He said, Justice Wessel said, a lot of people don't understand what we did, but that was the right thing to do, to obey the rule of law. Liberia needs to be governed under the rule of law. Constitutional governance is what we need. Now, I will play the whole tip for you one last time, and that will be the end of our broadcast for the day. Thank you for being there. Yeah, here's the whole tip.
You know, some time ago, when we, the lieutenant for the president address, they begin more of the news and the address itself. That was the common way of trying to avoid getting involved in potential conflict. You remember the conflict going at the House, the Supreme Court, when they appeared before us. We made a decision, and the effect of that decision was that, look, our law required that the House should have a quorum, and that quorum should be presided over by a speaker. Now that you, the quote-unquote majority black, have a quorum, but we don't see a speaker there. So whatever you do is ultra-viral. Otherwise, it's illegal. We turn to the minority black, the law says, until you can get majority, you get quorum, you must continue to adjourn from day to day and compare the other people to join. But there is no statute that tells you how you compare the people. You don't have a rule that tells you how you compare the people. So you two will remain there when they get majority. Whatever you do is ultra-viral. So on the both sides, the Supreme Court are clearly saying that go and solve your problem. We don't have law to that effect. We are doing our own. We're not in control of politics. If for some reason the Senate decide to recognize majority black, President recognize majority black, and government function is going on, then we receive an invitation from the Speaker. Our question is, our presence there means that we are recognized one side of the black. So the best thing to do was to remain who we are. That was the rationale. Many people don't understand, but that was the rationale of the court. You know, some time ago, when we did not turn out for the president address, they became more of a news than the address itself. That was the common way of trying to avoid getting involved in potential conflict. You remember the conflict going at the House, the Supreme Court, when they appeared before us. We made a decision, and the effect of that decision was that our law required that the House should have the quorum, and that quorum should be presided over by a Speaker. Now that the quote-unquote majority black, have a quorum, but we don't see a Speaker there. So whatever you do is ultra-viral. Otherwise, it's illegal. We turn to the minority black, the law says until you can get majority, get quorum, you must continue to adjourn from day to day and compare the other people to join. But there is no statute that tells you how you will compare the people. You don't have a rule that tells you how you will compare the people. So you two will remain there when they get majority. Whatever you do is ultra-viral. So on both sides, the Supreme Court are clearly saying that go and solve your problem. We don't have law to that effect. We are doing our own. We're not in control of politics. If for some reason the Senate decide to recognize majority black, President recognize majority black, and government function is going on, then we receive an invitation from the Speaker. Our question is, our presence there means that we are recognized one side of the black. So the best thing to do was to remain who we are. That was the rationale. Many people don't understand, but that was the rationale of the court.
Thank you for being there. It's a pleasure having you today. And I will say have a good time. God bless you until next time.